Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Upper Peninsula Beautiful. I'm with my older brother Josh, my younger brother Nick. We are on our way to a beach. We don't know which beach we're going to go to yet, but we're going to film. This is the mouth of the Tequamanon River that we go over. It's fall time. It's really beautiful out this morning. It had rained a little bit, so it's kind of cloudy. But we are on our way to see what we can find as far as rocks. It's going to be picked over. We haven't had any north winds for a couple weeks, but we're going to look for some porphyry, some epidote, whatever kind of cool rocks we can find. I'll be looking for driftwood. This is my older brother's last trip. It's a farewell trip to him. He's on his way to southern Georgia. He's moving down there. He's going to miss the good fall agate season, but he's going to be looking for some petrified coral, some agatized coral when he's down there. This is the last trip my brothers and I will have to get out on agates this fall. So thank you for coming along. We'll let you know what we find. So we have decided to go to the actual Whitefish Point, east of the Whitefish Point. There's a little marina that you can park at, and the rocks start right past the marina. You walk east to the actual point. Sometimes there's a lot of rocks. We haven't been there in a long time, so I don't know what the rocks are going to be like. But this is the road that heads out to Whitefish Point, and it's one of the curviest roads in the nation. My dad used to tell us when we were kids that they filmed a lot of commercials on this road, TV commercials. But I'm going to point out up ahead, just here up a little bit, where we used to stay as a family. The cabins were called Whitefish cabins. There was 3 or 4 cabins that they had. We stayed in all of them over the years. But we would come up from Grand Haven right when school got out, usually like around the 7th of June. And when my dad would make it to this road, this little stretch between Paradise and Whitefish Point, he was so excited that he would oftentimes drive 70 miles an hour in our old and rusty Suburban. This was his favorite stretch. So I'm going to show you the cabins right up here. I just saw the first glimpse of Whitefish cabins. They're right at the end of this long stretch road. The colors are pretty good today. They're not quite peak yet, but it is a pretty morning. We're going to veer away from the Vermilion Point. I've been going there every time for the last, all the videos that you have seen, so we're going to try a new beach today. And right up there, you probably can't see it yet, is Whitefish Cabins. And then Whitefish Point is just about 2 miles past the cabins. I'm pretty excited that we're out here this morning. Remington, of course, is in school. But the 3 of us brothers are going to go and hunt and see what kind of stuff that we can find. My older brother Josh is doing the filming. And again, right up here is the cabins that we stayed at for many years. From the time I was 5 or 6 to the last time we came up here was the summer before I graduated high school. There are the cabins. Thanks, Josh, for filming that. We will turn on the camera when we get to the beach. We are at the marina. It's really windy today out of the southwest, so it means these rocks will be fresh, but I don't know how much video I'll be able to get here. We're going to try another beach later, but we'll take you along and we'll see what we find. My younger brother just found a really beautiful piece of chert. It's got some reds and some browns. That's kind of a nice find. Oh, I wanted to show you his walking stick. This is what he found on the last trip. He actually stripped the thing with his knife while walking and then added all these different things just along the hike. It's really cool. Thanks for showing that, Nick. I think this is my first piece of real epidote. That's nice. Now the sun's coming out. Wow, it's gorgeous. I just found my first agate. It is itty bitty. I don't even know. There we go. It's got a tiny little window. Pretty cool, even though it's not even a quarter of an ounce. It's probably like a tenth of an ounce. Normally when I hunt this beach, it's when the other beaches I go to have the northwest winds pounding them, and I'll come to this beach to find some the lee side of the wind. Today is unusual for me to be here, but hopefully we can find some agates with all these fresh rocks. But up ahead, there's a lot of hunters that hunt this beach, but it's still fun to be out here. It's probably pretty loud with these waves, but I'm going to keep looking. They're beautiful stones. Where did they go? Oh, that's the one I was trying to find. That's a pretty green rock. We're getting closer to the point. Not find a lot of agates. I did see a pretty stone in the rock. It's really beautiful, but I think it's one of those mystery stones, and that's actually the one I saw from the water and thought it was an agate, and then I saw that one. We got some really pretty stones, but this is a very hunted beach because it's right by Whitefish Point, and tons of people come here. A lot of birders come here to watch the birds. Nice piece of driftwood right here out down on the beach. See if I can find. Just found this really beautiful fossil. I don't usually take them home, but I kind of like this one. We got another quarter of a mile and then we'll be at the end. We just spotted a kind of an agate. I don't know how good the quality is, but you can see it down there in the water. Not great, but I'll pick it up and look at it. No? Not great, but it sure to look nice in the water. So my brother Josh just found a little guy. Got some bands on it. Take a little seam agate. Boy, with that sun coming out right now, it's hard to see. But very good. Right there. Josh just found one. Can you put it in your hand and I'll zoom up to it? It's hard. Where is that? There's some banding on the corner of it on the back, right? A window? Yeah, right in there. Hard to see, but it is a good banded agate. It's not good, but it's banded. When I get it home, I maybe can get a better picture of it. Look at this undercut bank. All those layers of rocks covered by 8 to 10 inches of sand. There's probably a ton of agates under all that. And look at all this driftwood. I could spend a lot of time here just trying to find a cool piece of wood. So I'm out here in the bigger rocks, the bigger waves. It's pretty dangerous to look out here. I've already lost one, but there's not as much for my brothers to look at up on the dry, so I'm going to stay out here in the water. I'm the only one with water shoes on today. They're pretty rocks, but it's pretty wavy. When we get to the other side of this point, it actually might calm down a little bit. We'll see. So we just ran into a couple from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and they were looking for beach glass. They wanted to know what we were looking for, and we told them agates, and then they asked, why do you want to find them? And I didn't know how to respond, but we like our agates. But they were a nice couple. we've got a nice gravel bar coming up here that we can all hunt. We're looking forward to that.
Just noticed kind of a flat, maybe it's a sea maggot.
If it is agate, it's pretty low grade. But it's something to look at. This is the actual point of Whitefish Point. I'll come out here for a second. I'll back up. That direction is east. This is kind of north. This is the very tip of the point. Off in the distance, you can see the Whitefish Point Lighthouse. So here we are. We made it to the point. We might go west a little bit. We'll see. My brother said he just found a tiny one. I'm not gonna get it. There it is. Maybe it's not. He's got his magnifying glass. Yeah, it is. Dries really fast. So there's the lighthouse. We got a little pond here, little wetlands. This is what the very tip of Whitefish Point looks like. Definitely got some big waves coming in on this side. This other side is fairly calm. We're gonna walk back to the truck and then head to another beach. Thanks for making it this far. So my brother just found what some people call maggots. It's a maybe agate. It has some agate in it, maybe some chert. This lighting is hard for me to see, but it's the most recent one that he picked up. It certainly has some agate stuff in it. I just found this. It's gonna be, let's see if I can get it. I thought it was magnetite, and it might be, but it also has some moss agate on top, and then parts of it look like jasper, so it's definitely a unique find. I'm gonna keep that one. I just spotted one in the wet dry. Alright, where is it in my camera? There it is. It's got quite a bit of banding on it. Oh, look at that side. We walked by it this morning. That's nice. Pretty fractured, but that's a good one. So I just spotted one in the water. I think it's really pretty. There's a couple other folks that came to see it. I don't know how good it is. Oh, it is good. Wow. That's
what you're looking for, is the clearish.
The clear and the bands.
Yeah.
Boy, it's hard to get on a video, but that's a nice one for just being right here by the buildings.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, so we're just getting back to the trucks. We went all the way to the point and back. I thought I would point out that being recent to watching YouTube, I'm noticing that a lot of the rock hounding channel guys and ladies drive Jeeps for all their adventures. Kate from Katie Did, I believe, drives a Jeep. Montana Rock Mom, I believe she drives a nice Jeep. And then there's Michigan Rocks. They drive a nice Jeep. This is my truck. It's a 2003 Dodge Ram 2500 Cummins turbo diesel. It is old. It has a lot of mileage. It's got 305,000 miles on it so far. It is four-wheel drive, and you need it because it's nose heavy and it gets easily stuck in any bit of sand. But it's a good old truck. It's got a lot of space for hauling family, camping gear. It's a good truck, but it's definitely not a Jeep. We're gonna head to another beach. Well, we just got out here. This beach is the one I referred to in one of my videos. It used to be called the Township Park. It's Wildcat Road. The road kind of dead ends. It's a huge sand drift, and I don't think they want you driving through it anymore. In some years, we've had really good rocks on this beach. I don't know what we're going to find today. There is a agate hunter. Looks like they're here already back there, but we'll check it out. We haven't hunted this in years and years and years. I came out here this spring once just to see how many rocks were there, and there were very few. So we'll let you know what we find. So this is the Township Park Beach, or Wildcat Road. There is the agate hunter that way. There's a few stones this way. This used to be a good beach in years past. Looks like there's some in the water, so let's go take a look. Yeah, there's definitely some in the water. I'll give her a look. This is the beach that my brother Nick found that really good one ahead of me, the one that's in my jar that I talked about. There's a rock down here in the water I'm trying to get. And then my dad's good agate that's in the jar was way down that way, about 1.5 miles. Let's see what we can find. My brother just found a little shard. Nicely banded. Very pretty. We're on our beach. I just saw this really beautiful piece of driftwood. Found a little piece of pretty unakite. My brother Nick just got his shorts on. He wants to maybe look in some water.
It's cold.
But it is very cold here. Very cold. We were over on the other side of the point, and the water was being blown in. The surface water was being blown in, the warm water. On this side of the beach, all the surface water is being blown out to sea, so we're left with the cold water. It is mighty chilly. It's nice conditions here in the water. There are a lot of biting black flies. My younger brother headed back. We probably won't go too much farther. But, oh man, I hate to leave these beautiful rocks in the water. I haven't seen nice rocks like this in a long time. Every time I go to the beach, it's super wavy. But so far, Josh found that chip. I haven't seen any agates. I have found some biff, some jasper, and a piece of unakite. So we'll see what we find in the next little bit. So we're here. We're just getting ready to leave the Township Park. And in the water, I spotted a good one. It is a good one. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the camera, but it is a good one. Wow! Look at that. Holy moly. That's kind of a paint. Awesome. Great one to end on this trip. I'm gonna go show my brother this guy. Look at that.
Wow. It goes all the way around.
I was just telling my brother that even though this rock or this beach doesn't have a lot of rocks, it turns out some good ones. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming along, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Upper Peninsula Beautiful. My older brother and younger brother and I are leaving. This is Wildcat Road. It's a pretty good, decent road until you get to what used to be the Township Park. Then it's really, really soft sand. It's really pretty back here in the fall time. My truck is probably a lot louder than all the Jeeps everybody drives, so apologize for that, but just wanted to finish out this video. Thank you again for coming along. Thank you for tuning in to our channel. I hope you'll come along again soon. Enjoy your afternoon. We certainly had a good day, a good morning, and a good afternoon. I just thought of something. Just when we were leaving the beach, we met a nice lady sitting on a log, and I asked if she was an agate hunter, and she didn't know what they looked like. She was just out looking for pretty stones, but I showed her the one that I had, even though it's not a great example to show somebody that doesn't know, because it's not super clear or banded like a nice gem would be, even though it is a good stone. But I just wanted to give it a shout out to the lady sitting on the log. She said she was gonna look up my channel, Upper Peninsula Beautiful, and then she said, I'll tell everybody I know some famous rock guy. And I said, well, not so famous. I only have 10 subscribers, but she thought that was pretty funny. So thank you for watching this video if you ever did find it. Have a good day. So the three of us are heading back to Sault Ste. Marie. This highway is called Curly Lewis Highway. It goes along the south side of Whitefish Bay. It's one of the prettiest roads in the UP for the color tours. Certain places are better than others, but this big tree up here that's waving in the wind is my favorite tree in the UP. It's not really waving right now. It's not super good color right now, but that's my favorite tree. But it is a really pretty highway, and we're going to see some water up here. A lot of people go out this way just to see the color tours. Oh no, this is my favorite tree. There it is. It looks like fireworks, and it is pretty good today. I love that tree. Anyway, so this is just the scenic route you can get or take from hunting anywhere around Whitefish Point. So for us, it takes about an hour and a half to get from the Sioux to Whitefish Point, and this is the slow way. This is the color tour way. So you guys get a little added bit of footage here. Thanks again for tuning in to Upper Peninsula Beautiful. We just stopped off the side of the road. This is the Naomi Kong Overlook, or Whitefish Bay Overlook. You're looking at the entire Whitefish Bay. We're way up on a hill. I was hoping the colors would be a little bit better, but this is a beautiful view. It's on the way home to the Sioux. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Upper Peninsula Beautiful. My brothers and I got back from our day at the beach, or I should say beaches, and I wasn't going to do one of these follow-up end videos, but I realized I needed to for a couple of reasons. For the first one is when we got back to Sault Ste. Marie, I realized that I somehow had lost 13 minutes of footage on that first beach. The entire 13-minute clip was black, and during that 13 minutes on the beach, I had found the second best agate of the only 4 or 5 that I found the entire day. And I actually found it on camera, showed it to you guys on camera, but when I got home, that video was all black. So I'm going to show you the agate and show you another picture of the agate I found at the very end at that other beach. I wanted to make a comment that the first half of the day at Whitefish Point, it was so gray and windy and wavy. The water was like bath water, but it was chilly and windy and just unbelievable compared to when we then drove not 2 miles away to the other side of Whitefish Point, to the north side. It was sunny and warm, I would say hot even. The water was calm, but I will say that the water was much, much, much colder. But it was just a difference of night and day from the 2 miles we traveled, and it took us about 7 minutes to get there. But this will be the end of this video. I also noticed there were several different endings that I filmed. So this video will have like 4 or 5 different endings. This should be the last one, but let me show you a couple of the agates and then some of the really pretty stones that I found on the beach. I'll put the camera right here so you can see some of those pretty stones while I grab the agate. Sorry about the shadow. Let's see if I can get this. This is the agate that I found on camera. It's a nodule. Let me see if I can get a better video of it. It's a solid nodule. It has one small window of bands. It's a pretty color. It's kind of blues and greens, almost turquoise. There we go. It looked really good in the rocks. It looked really good on camera. I'm sorry that I lost the video, but that was the second best agate that I found of the day. And then you remember this one that I saw in the water. Let's see if I can get that a little bit. It is solid bands. If you look really, really carefully, there's very fine bands and then some wider bands. It's not the best agate to show somebody that is new because it's not super clear. It's a paint agate. The bands aren't so distinct or really distinct, but it is a darn good agate, and I was very happy to find it at the end of the day. Way cool. So my older brother, as I said, is now moving to Georgia. He didn't find a really good agate for the day, and my younger brother Nick, he hasn't found an agate the last couple of times we've gone out, but we all had a good time, and that's the main thing, is that we had a lot of fun and we all got a lot of cool rocks. These are my cool rocks. I'll show you a couple of them. This guy is a fossil, and it's the closest to a Petoskey looking stone fossil that I've ever found on Lake Superior. It's very well defined, very cool. This is another stone that was lost in that 13 minutes of blackness. It's green with dark green behind it, almost like eyes. It almost looks like little mini green stones in it. I have no idea what that was or what it is. If it's related to epidote, I have no idea, but it's super cool. These ones are both very cool, just unusual, dark greens, almost blacks, lots of spots. You can kind of see just a lot of some unikites, another solid true epidote, banded iron formation, this blue and white quartz guy. I have no idea what it is, but it's super cool. And then in my first video I ever put out, I found one of these. It was much bigger, but these have that almost like smoky quartz or amethyst type crystals inside of it. It kind of looks like a Huron pudding stone. This one's a lot smaller than the one I found before, but still very beautiful. Just a lot of really pretty cool rocks. Magnetite, a couple mystery rocks. So that's kind of what we found. Again, thank you for watching this long video. I hope you enjoyed my very first sideways video. I can't wait to make a couple more videos coming up. We're going to have some winds starting this coming weekend, some strong north winds. I want to get both of the kids out to the beach. But until that happens, thank you for tuning in to Upper Peninsula Beautiful.